Mark chapter 12, the Jews loved to discuss which of the 10 commandments was the most important. And they gave this question to Jesus: what commandment is the first of all? And Jesus replied, the first is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. And the second is this: you shall love your neighbour as yourself. There is no other commandment, singular, greater than these. So he puts 2 commandments together as one. He sees the fact that God is one as a commandment. Now, if there's only one God, then that demands all our mind and all our strength. If there were 10 gods, you'd give 10% to each of them. But there's only one God, and so we're to serve him with all that we have. But what does it mean to love God with all you have, putting meaning into words? How actually do you do that? Well, that's why Jesus quotes 2 commandments and then speaks of them as if they are only one. To love God and to love your neighbour are quoted as if they are one commandment. There is no other commandment, singular, greater than these 2. Well, the Apostle John keeps on about the same theme. He keeps saying you can't claim to love God if you don't love your brother. Love of God is reflected through loving your brother. And if you don't love your brother whom you have seen, as he says, how can you love the God whom you have not seen? It's as simple as that. And in these days of online living, it's easy to claim to believe in God whilst isolating yourself from the hard work of actually engaging in relationship with his people. But in this case, our supposed love of God will just be a kind of internal intellectual thing. If we are to love our brother as we love ourselves, we need to have brothers. Even if it's in terms of online relationships, we need to have brothers. And this is why there's this whole concept of the church, the body of Christ, in order to give us opportunities to express our love of God through loving our brothers. And as there's only one God, we're to love him with all that we have, all our heart, mind, and strength. And so we are to use all that we have, all our heart, soul, strength, and mind, to love others. Because that is how we love God. We must beware of thinking that we have a unique understanding of God and very few other people have any relationship with him. Whatever truths we may know about him, this isn't intended to put us into some kind of arrogant isolation from others. We are to love his children. We are not God's only child. We are to put all our strength, our whole lives, into loving his children. And that is how the words of Jesus in John 17 come true, that the love between God's children should be so powerful and unusual that it grabs the attention of the whole world and actually converts the whole world to him.